And you are here for P3 Lunch and Learn, our weekly check in for Poetry for Personal Power. This is Serenity. I'm always your host. And we have on today someone who is new to our staff for Poetry for Personal Power. And I'm so happy to introduce her to you all. Why don't you tell people your position and your name for us, Ren?
My name is Ren. This is actually my first day. I'm going to be working in the community outreach here at Poetry for Personal Power.
Okay, community outreach. That's what's up. So, why community outreach? Like, what inspired you to sign up for that position?
You know what? I love people. I really do. I love people. I asked to be a part of this because I love what P3 is doing. I love that they stand for mental health awareness. I love that they exercise the arts to be able to get feelings and emotions out and really deal with trauma and things of that nature. And so I was willing to help and volunteer in any way possible. And this is just where they put me in. And it's a perfect fit because I love dealing with the community. I love dealing with people.
Okay, that's what's up. So you are also a poet as well. Tell
I
people
am.
what like to just do poetry and that's it.
I do a lot of things. I have to compartmentalize a lot. But I love poetry. One of the things that I found, I dealt with a lot of health issues growing up, ever since the age of 14. So I had to learn to have some type of outlet. Actually, writing initially was my go-to, just to be able to write something down. I was a rapper,
Okay.
and it kind of just transformed from rap to poetry, or just kind of, it actually just went back and forth. It never transformed from one art form to the other. It was always a mixture of both. And so it's just a way for me to get everything that I was filling out. And that's, I mean, that's how I really got into poetry. Kind of fell in love with it again after I stopped writing. Now I can say that I am a author, actually an Amazon best-selling author.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
am a youth pastor, so I love to talk. I love to teach. I love to deal with youth. Yeah, musician. I got a lot of things behind my belt, but
What instrument do you play? You say you're musician.
the drums. I
Oh,
uh,
okay.
I play the drums. I've played various instruments growing up, but the one that I'm probably most proficient at is the drums. Yeah.
Okay. So y'all keep seeing me turn, but she's actually in the office. So that's why we're doing this interview. We're actually in the office right now. Like she's already hard at work with Poetry for Personal Power. So you are you said you're an author as well. Tell
I
me,
am.
Amazon best selling actually.
Actually, I was able to be a part of a compilation, and that's how I was able to achieve that title as an Amazon best-selling author, through a collaboration of 90 different authors, which is an amazing strategy if you're ever trying to get exposure. And like 90 people and everyone that they know, yeah, can get you to Amazon bestseller pretty quickly. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, just it's a motivational that a friend does. And this is I'm in the second volume. Basically, everyone contributes whatever type of motivation that they want, whether that's a devotional, whether it's a scripture, whether it's a story or testimony, whatever it is that you can give to someone to encourage them. Hey, just keep going. Life gets better, life gets easier, what have you. And because of all the participation, we were able to reach best selling on Amazon. I also have my own personal poetry book that is not available on Amazon right now, unfortunately. But I'm working towards another poetry book that will be.
Oh, okay. Okay. Look at you. Author. Okay.
Okay.
They better put some respect on your
Hey,
name.
hey.
So, what would you say would be the one of the main things that inspires you? I know I saw you in Poetry in the Vine this past Thursday. You did your thing. You
Yay.
won the battle
I did.
for wordplay.
Yay.
So, you had some pretty good topics that you discussed. You talked about ministry, molestation, and just overcoming. What are some things that inspire you to write some of the things that you write?
I mean, just really getting all that I feel out. I've actually learned because I'm a very private person. I usually do not share. And actually, the one that I did where I exposed about being molested, that was actually
I
one of the
think, was that the
hardest
one
things.
about the ATM?
Sister, you that one right there. Yes, ma'am. The
Okay.
ATM.
Okay. Yeah.
It was difficult to do it on stage because and in the poem I said or in one of the poems I said I'm a poet and I'm on stage reliving my trauma. I've told you
Mm.
guys some things I've never told my mom, my
Yeah, you
mama.
did say that.
And that was true, and so it was a very difficult situation within that moment because I really did relive those words being spoke to me.
Mm-hmm.
But to be able to get it out, you feel empowered.
Yeah.
You no longer feel like the victim, and then you also you can help someone else that may have been there or is there right now. And so what I think inspires me more than anything is the fact that I might have the ability to help somebody else by sharing that part of me.
Well, I mean, most people who write and do poetry, they always talk about how it's a testimony
Yeah,
in what
yeah.
they're doing. And bravo, by the way, you did a great job on that poem.
Praise God.
I liked it. So you also mentioned you were in ministry. Like, how are you
Yes.
intertwining the two?
Well, I mean, it's a part of me. If you get me, you're gonna get Jesus. That's as simple as that. I make no apologies about it. And so I'm not the type of person that just forces a religion or a way of thinking or belief on people. I let you figure that out for yourself. However, when you get me, you're gonna know what I represent, and that's what brought me through. Different strokes for different folks. And but if you find that thing that helps you through your mental issues, your mental health, or whatever, the times that you're depressed, whatever works for you, as long as it's positive, go for that thing. And what helped me was being connected to a group of people that loved God and loved me, and they were non-judgmental, and that really helped me. So I forced, I mean, excuse me, I live that. And so I try to let people know that, hey, that's a part of me, and I advocate for that. I'm a youth pastor, and so I deal with young people that struggle with all kinds of issues every single day. And so, I mean, I can't help but to do what I do for God.
Okay, that's what's up. Working with the youth, you definitely have to have patience with that. Um, what are some things you would say to children who are inspiring to maybe be in your position with that?
Right. If you find a way to get out, because a lot of times, especially in the era before me, maybe the baby boomers, that generation of people, they did not give children a voice. They didn't feel
Mm,
like children had feelings and what, but they do. And you never know what a child may be going through more than you're going through, and because they're not fully capable of expressing that, it may be worse off for them. And if they don't have that person to talk to, and so a lot of times, just being that person where I'm not mommy, I'm not daddy, I'm not gonna fuss at you, but I want you to feel open to come to me. You know, so finding someone that you can be open with, that's one of the main things, to be able to get those feelings out. And someone that'll give you positive direction and advice how to deal with that. And right, like, even if it doesn't make sense, even if there's no one there to listen to you, you write those things down. It gives you an outlet to get those emotions out. And so it's not all bottled up inside of you.
okay. Just fun, quirky question. In the gospel arena, who would you rather work with, Kurt Franklin or Ty Tribbett?
Ty Tribbett.
Ty
I'm
Tribbett.
eccentric.
Oh.
Yes. Hey, I like Kurt Franklin. He getting up there in age. Hey, what's going on, Kurt?
Kirk is, I mean,
He's
like,
still very youthful,
yeah, Kirk
but
is still very youthful. But I mean, like, Kirk has written so many
he
beautiful
has. He has.
songs, and it's like, and he plays the piano. What else
Yes.
about Kirk? I remember I saw him when he came here. I think that was last year,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I've never seen him in concert before.
Oh,
So when I
tough.
saw him, I was like, "Yo!" Like his energy, he
Yes,
just kept
yes.
going. I mean, when I say he put on the show, I was like, I feel like I've seen Beyonce perform before, and I will put him up there with her.
Oh
I
yeah,
guess so.
definitely,
I know
definitely. He's an entertainer
The
for sure.
Beehive might get me, but as far as like actual shows and how he performed, and and the
Yes,
layout, he kept going, like the energy level,
yes,
dope, dope.
yes. I think I would choose Ty Tribbett because he is more of an up and coming minister.
Okay, I can say what you
And
say
so
something.
what I like is, yes, I love the music, I love the energy, but I look at Kirk Franklin. He's more of an established minister. Like I look at his lifestyle outside of just music, and so I've actually heard him preach and teach, and you can tell, how learned he is in the gospel.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I'm more drawn to that side of people outside of just the music, because music in itself is a healing. But
Yeah.
when you push a certain message and you have knowledge behind that, and there's so much confusion when it comes to religion and different things like that, I think that resonates more with me. And so I would love to partner with someone like Ty Tribbett so that we can reach the younger generation, and really uh, I don't know, get established as far as an understanding, because he's kind of, he's kind of that liaison. He's in that middle area. And
Ty, I
yeah,
mean, Ty's very good. He's a talented musician as well.
yes, definitely.
And yeah, he does work with youth also. So
Yeah, yeah.
I can definitely see that. So would you play the drums for him?
I
Or
don't
would
I
you do the
don't know if
phones?
I'm very confident on drums anymore. I can still play. It's just, if you're out of the practice, sometimes you have to kind of get back into practice
Oh
to
yeah,
to be
definitely
good. And so,
understand that.
no, I feel like I'm more practice, more rehearsed in poetry right now, and just speaking in general. So yeah, it would definitely be poetry. Because you
So
ain't finna embarrass me.
So, Ride of Joy conference. You were at the Ride of Joy conference
Oh my
last year.
goodness, the most
Tell
amazing.
people a little bit about your experience with that conference last year.
I was blown away. It was the most best. It was the best experience I've ever had, honestly, in a setting like that. I love poetry, and there were so many amazing poets. For one, so many different speakers that you could see the transition that their life made when they were when they were struggling with different mental illnesses, when they were struggling with addictions and different things like that, and the transition that their life had when they were able to express this in a more positive way. Like the one lady that had all of the different arrests, and she was able to become a business owner and get off of the drugs, and just, oh, it was so amazing. What I loved more than anything is that they actually encourage you to experience every emotion. Like, I did not go there expecting to cry, and I don't know what y'all put in the water or the food, but I'm literally on the other side of a curtain crying my eyes out on the phone with my doctor, asking them to up my medication
Wow.
in the middle of a mental health conference. And I'm like,
I mean,
wow.
the purpose of, for those who aren't familiar with Ride of Joy, it is our annual conference that we have, and it focuses on mental health and the stigmas of it in the African American community. And the reason why we went that direction as an organization is because it's something that's really not touched on in our community, and it's also I mean that I know of. I can't think of any national conferences that really focus on that. Most conferences in general, as far as the mental health arena, they concentrate on mental health as a whole. They don't necessarily particularly zero in on the Black and Brown experience dealing with mental health. In the Black community, you still, they have that joke where they be like, the kid will be like, "I'm depressed." You go depress them dishes. Like we still, we still
Exactly.
take mental illness as, I would say, maybe a joke per
Mhm.
se, or we just say, because a lot of times we are so stuck on the physical, like, oh, you're not physically sick, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? And I think now, especially when you go, we talked about the generations. When you go into the younger generations, we're tackling those topics more.
Yes.
And I know myself growing up in situations where I've seen mental health firsthand and how it can
Mm.
affect the family. It's one of those things where, you know, I'm glad that we're opening up and having those conversations in our community. And that's what the conference, I mean, that's what we talked about. We had
Yes.
different speakers come in, talked about generational trauma.
Yes.
Chandra Green, that's what she talks about. She'll be there again this year. So, of course, for those who weren't there, then we talked about how to deal with just self care. And what Ed Mabry did was you in his workshop? I don't know if he was in there, where he talked about Snoopy and how Snoopy didn't let anybody in his house.
No, I didn't do that
Oh,
one.
that was a great one too. And he just talks about basically setting boundaries with people
Wow.
and how he said be more. Basically, I think the top of his workshop was kind of like be more like Snoopy and just making sure that you're setting boundaries with other people and how the purpose of that is self care and how you can make sure that you as a person are healthy and well first in doing that, you have to set those boundaries. And then we had the cipher. I know you did some poetry in the cipher outside. We literally was in the middle of doing workshops. Then we had a break. I believe that was right before lunch. And then we did the cipher outside with literally just poets in a circle, spitting, people watching. We got some of that on tape and just vibing. And then there was a slam. Did you participate?
I did. They talked me into it in front of all these amazing poets.
I mean, poet.
I didn't make it past the first round.
For those who are watching, it's $1,000 draw for this slam. Like you are possibly going to win $1,000. So poets from all over came to the conference and participated in the slam. And it was some phenomenal poets amazing. That were involved. Our own P3 worker, his name is I don't want to say his government. Hakeem Furious, that's his stage name. He ended up winning, and he actually the last conference we had, it wasn't the Right Droid's name because we rebrand. He won that one too. Like Hakeem is cold. He cold. He cold. And he also works with us P3 staff. And I one day I hope to get him to interview also. But the whole experience as a whole, I know a lot of people were just talking about how they loved it. So would you recommend it to somebody else?
Oh, without a doubt. I've already told everybody I know. I've already told everyone because it's really an enriching experience for all types of people, whether you are a poet, whether you enjoy poetry or not. Just in general, being able to go off to these breakout rooms and these different classes and the things that you learn, being able to open up. I went to laughing yoga. Laughing, we literally just laughed the entire time. Like, why would you not? And so, no, I've told everyone. I think if you're looking for a release, for just an outlet, a break from the norm, I think this is an amazing event. And then you're definitely going to be entertained. And they feed you, like.
Yeah, the food. I remember that. The food was pretty good last year. I remember that. This year we're having it at UMKC. My old stomping grounds, that's my alma mater. That's where I went to college. So I'm trying to remember, the food is pretty good at the cafeteria. Yes. I'm sure they've improved since I went. It wasn't bad, but UMKC is a beautiful campus. If you're familiar with that area, so we definitely are happy to be at UMKC this year. And hopefully, I got on the bottom of the screen there, you guys. We are taking, if you want to sign up for the conference to actually attend, we are open to have that right now. So you can go to Rite of Joy, that's RITE of joy.com, and check that out. Then as far as general updates about Poetry for Personal Power, we are doing training. We have some trainings going on. The trainings are the second and fourth week of the month, and that's the WRAP trainings. And WRAP stands for Wellness Recovery Action Plan. I am one of the facilitators, so you might get to see me. And we administrate those the second and fourth week of the month. We have two sessions. We have the sessions that are from 9 to 5, and then we have the evening sessions, which are from 6 to about 9:30. And this, you get a certificate at the end of that training. And that training is a national certified training. Like if you work in the mental health field, a lot of people are familiar with RAP and what RAP stands for. It was created by Mary Ellen Copeland. So if you want to sign up for that, we are taking times for that. And then we have training called CCAR training. That is for Connecticut Community Addiction Recovery Coach. And that training is also done about once a month. Well, actually, once every couple of months. But if you want more information about any trainings that we provide or anything we do in the community, feel free to email us. That's info@poetryforpersonalpower.org. I have it there on the bottom of the screen. And then, of course, if you want more information about getting involved with our VISTA program, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, this is my first day. I'm not sure that I'm very knowledgeable about the program just yet. But I was told to contact Jade Green, and she is the one that got me set up. So I believe if you guys were to just go to the email that's on the screen there and let them know that you want to become part of the Vista program or be a volunteer even with Poetry for Personal Power, I'm sure they're going to get you set up and kind of explain to you everything that you need to know about the program and what it is that they do here. Pretty awesome people.
So we definitely are looking for volunteers for the Writer's Joy Conference. If you're interested in that, if you become a volunteer for the conference, you don't have to pay. Yeah, you get to get it for free, and you're gonna be helping us as well. So we definitely would appreciate that. So if you want more information about that, or in general, or just getting involved more with Poetry for Personal Power, tap that, go to that email and email us. Or if you have questions that you have for me individually, I always put my email out there for you guys too. If you want to email me, or if you are someone who is in the mental health field, or someone that you feel should be interviewed by us, email me. I'm open to it. Just get in contact with me, and we'll possibly see if we can get something set up. And that is what we have for today. Thank you, Ren, for coming on.
No problem. I'm honored to be here. Honored.
It was kind of impromptu, but I appreciate you coming on in and joining us. Once again, thanks. Appreciate that. And if you have more information, if you want more information about us, you can also go to our website, which is poetryforpersonalpower.org. And I'm Serenity, reminding you to spit your piece, and we're signing out. Have a great afternoon, everybody.